Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to another installment of The Hang. So here's the deal. The reason why I haven't put out any new episodes as I was doing on a weekly basis is because the place that I was going to edit my videos, it's closed, just like a lot of other places right now. So yeah, and my little laptop at home can't really take editing hour-long videos. So yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I just kind of put that on hold for now. But what I think I'll do is go ahead and put out just the audio on all the apps, all the podcast apps. So like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, blah blah blah. I'll put that up there. So just hold on for a little longer to see the video, but the audio is just as good. So I'll go ahead and start just putting those up, and I'll try to put those up more often instead of just once a week, or however much I'm allowed to put up. So yeah, enjoy. I hope everybody is enjoying their self isolation. I know I am actually very doing a very good job at that because I already did a good job at that before this whole thing happened. But I can't lie, I can't wait to get out there and go socialize. Even as much as I love staying in by myself, I'd also like to go out and, yeah, just live life. I miss some of you people. I miss some of you, not all of you. Um, Even though I love how right now all the roads are completely empty, or um, or the sky is like nice and empty and blue, and it's you can just tell that nature's taking back the world as it wants to. But other than that, I hope everybody's staying safe. Um, being productive or unproductive, it doesn't really matter. Just as long as you're, hashtag flattening the curve out there, so that we don't get summer canceled. Because I know a lot of you want to go out to the beaches, to restaurants, parties, blah blah blah. So yeah, make sure we don't get summer canceled on us, man. It's like, it's gonna be crazy, like staying inside when it's nice and sunny out. So yeah, let's just try to get over this and get back to living life. Usually I would do a couple shout outs, but I don't, like, half of the places I shout out are closed. So I think Crafts by Lissa still doing her thing. There's no location for that, so wherever Lissa is, she'll make crafts for you. I mean, I know right now it's like there aren't any like parties going on that you could get gifts for, or any decorations. But anything else you could think of that you want get customized, go to Crafts by Lissa on Instagram, YSSA. And yeah, go check her stuff out. Go check her Etsy page out. It's the link is on the profile. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't. I guess I don't have much to say right now, other than like I've been saying, stay safe. Let's get over this. And yeah, thanks for listening. To be honest, I really appreciate you taking the time that you got right now for sure to listen, and go ahead and leave us a comment. Any suggestions? I've been thinking about doing like remote episodes, so like you know Instagram Live, Skype, Zoom, whatever. But I mean, this is the hang. We're supposed to be hanging out in person like that. It's kind of like the whole point of why I like doing this. Um, so yeah, just think about it. And if you got any suggestions, feel free to contact me. By the way, this what you're about to listen to is actually an episode I did with my brother. It was a trial run that we did before I started releasing all the episodes. So you might hear uh, just just some hiccups here and there. But don't worry, it's just yeah, that's because we were doing a trial run. I didn't think I was gonna release this episode, but since you guys have a lot of time right now in your hands, might as well just release what I do have already. So I'll try to, like I said, instead of once a week, I'll try to do a couple per week, however many I'm allowed to upload. And yeah, hopefully we get back to doing this on a regular basis, you know. So for now, just go ahead and listen to the podcast and then you'll be able to watch it later. Other than that, um, yeah. All right. So I just hope I hope you enjoyed this installment of The Hang. Without further ado, here's my brother Sergio. All right. Okay. So I guess we're live now.
Hello, hello.
Yes, we already tested it, so you don't have.
Oh, no, I'm saying hello to the
okay,
audience.
to everybody. Yeah, we are being watched.
Okay.
We're always being watched.
Do you have a name for your show yet? Or
So I was
podcast?
thinking it's gonna be like, well, first I wanted it to be, like you space, like your space, like you get to come in here
Oh,
and
okay.
make the space whatever you want it to be. But that was already taken by like some tech company.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
Same thing with
Well, you know more about copyright than I do. Like, can't you? I don't know.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Like, if it's not the same in the same field, does it even
Yeah.
matter? Yeah, you're right. I don't think it does, but I still want it to be unique. So
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, fuck that. Like, that's not an option.
Okay.
Then I forgot what the second thing was. It was something like, wait, what's the other? I was just trying to combine YouTube and MySpace. So I was like,
Yeah. When you said you, I thought about YouTube first.
yeah, exactly. But then now I'm thinking, since it's just like we're kind of just hanging out. There's a friend that hopefully he comes back eventually, but he's a Greek guy, and he always like whenever he talked about like hanging out,
Mhm.
he was like, we do the hang, yes, or like we go. You want to do the hang? Like, I just thought it was funny, like that he used that term, like the hang, like let's
Yeah.
do the hang, like.
Yeah, that's funny.
So I think that's what I want it to be, like called like The Hang with David V,
Mhm.
or like hosted by David V. So I
Okay,
think that's
so-
what it's gonna be.
So based off the name, I'm assuming this podcast is focused on just like chilling.
Yeah,
Like, just-
basically. I mean,
there's
like,
no focus.
yeah, it's really like about what you want to. I mean, that's why I want it to be called You Space, because it's like whatever you want to talk about, you could bring it here. Like, if you have something to promote,
Okay.
we promote it, or you want to do something specifically, we do it.
All right. So I'll approach it as if I'm promoting.
Welcome,
something.
kiddos. Just don't step on the keyboard, please. You can be here, you can chill, you can do the hang, but just don't step on the keyboard. That's some typical cat shit. But yes, you can. Yeah, it's open for whatever you want it to be about.
All right. Well, I'll start by introducing myself and talking about myself a little
Yes,
bit.
Who are you?
All right. So my name is Sergio. I'm David's brother. Across from me, I am 22 years old, studying computer engineering at City College, and basically, what I want to do is I want to focus on hardware. A lot of the technology that I like is very hardware based. So computers, home technology, like smart technology. A lot of that stuff is hardware. I find programming interesting. So like, making nice, games or simple things on programs. But I don't want to only do that, which is why I'm doing computer engineering instead of just computer science, because there's a difference. And also, I did 4 years of mechanical, so I still want to keep that part of engineering in what I want to do in the future. I didn't hate it completely, but it just wasn't for me. It took me a long time to figure that out, but I'm happy with the decision. I have no regrets. And yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not like just because you changed your major, like, oh, well, that's it. I don't know. Like, I'm throwing out that information I learned. Like,
Yeah.
still learned all the shit. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot I learned.
Yeah.
And there was a lot I liked, but yeah, so there was classes like heat transfer. That was a cool class.
oh, that sounds good.
Then
Matters
it
a lot.
actually relates to computers because a lot of hardware, its performance is based on heat. There's a thing called thermal throttling. It happens to a lot of circuits where if it heats up, the performance goes down. So
Yeah,
we learned
definitely
about
see that on our phones.
like conduction and stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah, it makes sense because I mean, people don't think about it, but everything like produces heat if, as long as it's like moving or working, like humans beings themselves, or like just like anything that has an electric current, basically.
Yeah,
It's
if you
just-
think about like your hard drive, that's always spinning and making small vibrations.
Right, exactly. So yeah, anything. It's just about anything that moves.
Yeah.
It's creating heat, and it's just like energy.
And electricity is
Yes,
always heating
so-
up things.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So you're saying that you want to get into hardware, but like that's mainly, I guess, what interests you. But
Yeah, so I think like 3 years ago I interviewed this guy who I mean I interviewed him as an engineer, but he was working as a CEO, like counseling companies as a side job, which is crazy because he told me that he made more money doing that job. Like he could do that job full time and not go to school and be fine, but he wanted to do engineering. And so as I interviewed him, he told me, like if you want to do something, you should be surrounding yourself, in terms of like news and the stuff you look at on your phone. It should be related to like what you want to study. So I think that kind of helped me decide when I wanted to change, because when I started doing bad because I didn't want to do this stuff anymore, I looked at what do I spend most of my time doing, and I realized that I would procrastinate doing my mechanical engineering homework by watching videos about computers.
okay.
So I'm like, okay, even Eliza, my girlfriend, she knew for like a year or two. Like she's like, you should change. She saw that I had more of an interest in computers than mechanical. Even though I found airplanes cool and spaceships cool, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's like you were able to see what you're naturally drawn to instead of like what you're trying to force yourself.
Yeah, it's as if like, let's say you who loves to do music, like you wouldn't study music production if you weren't listening to music all the time, and
Yeah,
like if you
exactly.
didn't love it like that. So it was a good decision.
Yeah, it makes sense that you like whatever. Yeah, like the guy said, whatever you wanna or just mainly passionate about, you're trying to surround yourself like by it.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody out there doesn't know like, oh, what's my purpose or like what's my passion, it's like, well, look at what you like to do, what you just naturally like and enjoy doing, and you're doing it for free. And that's what I was thinking about earlier today. Like what people are passionate about and end up like making money off of it is because they just want to do that all the time.
Yeah,
So-
it's like it's hard a lot with young people like around my age or out of high school, where they like certain things but don't feel like they can pursue it. So, for example, well, personally, what I like is playing video games, but it's like you have to be willing. Like, how much are you willing to do in that field? So,
Right, exactly.
I don't want. I mean, it'd be cool, but I don't want to like make games because, like when I would play games, I don't think about coding and stuff. And then the more I would listen to podcasts on like video games and stuff, the more I learned of how demanding it is and how much hours they put in.
Yeah, fair.
It's like not fair, the amount of work they do, and it's the same thing with the movie industry. Like there's this thing called crunch time. I don't know about the music industry, but films and video games, like there is a thing called crunch time where all the employees put in an insane amount of hours, like because they need to hit a deadline.
Right. Yeah, I mean, music is a little different. Like, unless you're signed to like a major, I was about to say corporation, a major label that does give you a deadline of like we have to release this amount of albums in this amount of time or these many songs, then yeah, you have that crunch time. But I guess that's what people like about just being independent. That there's no A&R or executive producer telling them you have to meet this deadline, and it's like, people like that because it gives you more creative freedom, and you're not just trying to like bust out a product just because like there's a number that you have to achieve at a certain point.
Yeah.
But yes, I was wondering if you even wanted to do like any type of coding.
So yeah, basically the curriculum is half of it is electrical engineering classes and the other half is computer science classes. So yeah, it's just straight up majors who major in computer science are in those classes, and then so majors who do computer engineering are just going to be in both classes. So like a lot of people I met in last semester, which was my first semester doing computer engineering, I met some electrical engineers and other people who were just focused on computer science. So yeah, it's like the class will just teach it to you like your computer science major, and then the other classes just focus on electrical. So it's a nice blend of both.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I feel like no matter, even if you're like leaning towards one side or the other, I mean, you said it yourself, you like the hardware aspect of things.
Yeah, so even mechanical engineer students can like apply for these computer type of jobs. Like it's not limited. It's one thing I learned was that the aerospace industry, a lot of their jobs are being taken up by mechanical engineers, even though there's schools specifically for aerospace engineering.
Oh, okay.
Like it doesn't really matter, but yeah, it's good to have options. But yeah, what I want to focus on is hardware.
Yeah, like you just said. I mean, it's even though you do like one specific area, like why not learn about everything?
Yeah.
And then in general, like I think people should try to learn things that they don't know, because you never know if you're gonna like it, and like maybe that's one thing you want to keep pursuing, or then you try it out and then you're like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, and then even then, like, I feel like it helps you look at things as far as like problem solving. You can have a better or easier time doing that because you know about like how to approach it in a different way. Like I haven't gotten that much in depth into like engineering stuff. Like it's funny because I guess I'm technically an engineer, but not that kind.
It's funny because Eliza, she was like, I was telling her that you're having problems with this. I don't know.
Yeah,
what to
the
call
Apollo
this.
Twin.
Yeah.
Fucking Universal Audio.
So
you guys did me with this one.
I was telling her you're having problems with this, and she was like, "Why don't you help him? Because you're an engineer." I'm like, "Like he's an audio engineer. Like he's gonna know a lot more about this stuff than I do." Like,
But I mean, it's crazy because the very first class I took when I went to IAR, Institute of Audio Research, which by the way no longer exists.
All right.
But yeah, like the very first class, when they're trying to teach you the basics, one of those classes is all about. I honestly forgot the name of the exact class, but it was all about the hardware and how wiring works and how yeah, like the inside of actual equipment and hardware. And that, I guess, that's a good like first step for people to take that want to go down that route, because I know there are guys in there that just invented like things. Like there was a guy that, like, I don't know how, like, I don't know if it's more software related, it probably is, but like with a Game Boy, he basically made like a song
Oh,
like
cool.
using relating to MIDI, but it was like a specific cartridge that he puts in, and he just
Okay.
he just like plugs in the notes. I don't know how in depth
Yeah,
it was.
so that would be considered computer engineering because you're doing both software related things with the hardware. That's basically what it is. It's a blend of both.
Right.
Personally, what I think is probably the best example is robotics. Robotics
Oh, okay.
is like the best blend. So there's this competition in China called, I think it's called Robot Masters, and it's all college students. It's based in China, so the majority is Chinese universities. But they do a competition where they do like, I think it's 6 versus 6 robots, where they do like this kind of League of Legends type of competition using the robots. And all the students are computer science, computer engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical. So all 4 fields come together to build that one thing, or the multiple robots that they have.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I feel like that's what the workforce in general is.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't like one company that's like, oh, we hire only mechanical engineers, because like it doesn't make sense. You need all of the above to
Yep.
make products. Just like, for example, this is called an interface, by the way, audio interface.
Okay.
And it's crazy because everybody knows that Germans are some of the best engineers.
Yep.
And this UA is Universal Audio is a German company, so it's
Okay.
like, how the fuck did you guys let me down? But yeah, I imagine that not only electrical and software engineers work on this, but also audio engineers, because it's like, how do they know what we're trying to look for, or like what's a good thing in for an interface. So it's definitely like minds have to come together, even when it comes to like I'm just kind of changing, going into like the art world. Like, just say for one song, you have to have your engineer, your producer, your writer. Sometimes it's the same person, but not everybody's Quincy Jones or like Bruno Mars. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like you have to get all these different minds that are good at what they do in order to like make a good product. And this is a good product. It's just this specific one is not good, but that's like 1 in 1,000 probably. And yeah, like I go to all different types of studios, and this is like there. Like I never personally used mine, but I know how to use this because it's just like everywhere.
You're just unlucky to get a faulty one.
Yeah, it sucks, and it's crazy because I won this at I was gonna say auction, at a raffle, at it was called MixCon, and it's like basically a convention of like all these audio engineers that are already famous and working with like popular artists, and they go and show you like how they mix the songs, or like kind of the tricks of the trade. And yeah, there's companies that just make all the hardware and software that we use. It's just kind of like a typical convention, where people have their setups to promote.
So they have like the booths and then the panels.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I just signed up for this because why not? Like, it's free.
Was this the first thing you won from a raffle? Or from a giveaway?
I think so. I mean, the first thing in a long time. I remember I think the other thing I won were the Hulk hands. If you guys remember, like those big ass like green Hulk hands that came out like 15 years ago, and they just like made smashing sounds whenever you hit them. Funny story, like
Yeah.
like
I was gonna
him,
say.
my sister, and one of my friends always used to box each other with them.
Yeah.
They were definitely not made for actual fighting, but like
I think
what-
we recorded them. I'm not
Oh yeah, that's
sure,
the
but
hilarious
yeah.
part we did.
We
We
had
used
some
to like,
boxing matches with those.
yeah. If we only like, who knows where that camera is, or like,
Yeah,
where
or
that
like
memory
what
is.
phone, or who knows.
Yeah, like, but we definitely did do plenty of recordings with those, and it's funny.
That's
like,
funny. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I bit like a big chunk off of my gloves
Yeah.
for some reason.
Definitely
I was
did.
a dumbass.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Oh, I mean, yeah, you're a kid, but like, it makes sense that like, I guess like, this is something you would see in a cartoon, but like, if you go to punch somebody, like, just to bite that chunk off, I guess, is a form of defense. Like, so I understand. But yeah, that's funny. Like, they came out when the original Hulk came out, like the Eric Bana
Yeah,
one. I guess
I don't
the-
know the name of the
the
actors.
least Eric Bana, that's his name.
Okay, what was the name of the girl?
I don't even remember who that girl is. Liv Tyler is in the second one. The first one is the girl from the Labyrinth, I think. I forgot her name. Oh my god. Yeah, Connolly, Jennifer Connolly.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you
that's
go. The Labyrinth girl.
it. Mhm.
Speaking of Labyrinth, like, I kind of want to see that movie again, because now that I'm into music, like, I appreciate David Bowie a lot more.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean that was definitely the best part, personally, for me about that movie was the songs.
Yeah.
I mean, like, aside from the I forget what his name is, but the guy who's like famous for mechatronics and all those like robots and
Oh yeah.
Jim Henson. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, so I guess that would be the first, probably
Mhm.
Jim Henson's work. It's like revered by many mechatronic
Yeah,
enthusiasts.
for sure.
And then second would obviously be David Bowie's music.
Yeah, I mean,
R.I.P.
Jim Henson. Yeah, it's crazy. It's both of them, I guess.
Oh shit, I didn't know he was. I didn't know Jim Henson was there.
Yeah, pretty sure. Like, yeah, it's been a while already. But yeah, I mean, obviously David Bowie's like well known by everybody, but Jim Henson's definitely one of those people, like one of those trailblazers.
Yeah.
You know, the people that like, he was the guy. Like, maybe he wasn't necessarily the first one to use, you know, all those methods that he did, but he was definitely the one that popularized.
Yeah,
it.
he's definitely like, the most popular in terms of mechatronics because of the two films, Labyrinth, and the other one I think of is the Dark Crystal.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah,
seen
sure.
it, but like when they, I think I remember there was a Jim Henson show, and like a lot of stuff would like either be inspired or related to that show, The Dark Crystal. I've heard it's like, it was kind of a kids movie. I think my mom saw it, but it was like really creepy. So like a lot of people who saw it at a young age were like creeped out by it. And they even released a Netflix show to continue.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So that's where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I should go check the movie out then.
I heard it's not good, but
But I mean, yeah. I mean, a lot of
Mhm.
things that
It was
were
a-
made back then
a timepiece.
are like, yeah. If you look back at it, come on, Luna, we're talking here. But yeah, like I was saying, like that Hulk movie, for example. Like at the time, I loved it. I thought it was cool as shit.
Yeah.
But if you
Even-
look back at it,
Even the video game, like that was I thought that was a cool video game.
yeah,
The one that
even
came
though it
out.
had nothing to do with the movie, if you think about it, or
Yeah.
maybe it was like the continuation. But yeah, it was entertaining for sure. I remember the video game too.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was like fun to play. I was thinking that about another video game that I was like, it's just so basic, but it's just fun as hell. I think like the Toy Story game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day when during like whether it's the 2000s, I think that's when they came out.
Yeah.
A lot of the movie games, movie license games, they were pretty good now, but nowadays whenever a game comes out that's like movie license, it's like kind of considered a joke because they're not made that well anymore. So games like the Toy Story one, the Hercules one,
Oh yeah. That's
like the Hulk one, those were pretty fun at the time, but they don't age well. So
yeah, for sure. I feel like now the ones that are, uh, like for example, the Spider-Man game, like the
Yeah.
latest one, like that's a huge hit, but it's not based on the movie
yeah, yeah.
itself.
So yeah, you can't really like give those type of games to like let's say Activision, who was the one that made the previous Spider-Man games,
Right.
like the movie-based Spider-Man. They were fun and they were good, for their time. But like nowadays, you can't really do that with. So like let's say before the Marvel movies, we had the Amazing Spider-Man with, I forgot his name.
With Andrew.
Andrew, yeah,
Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. Those I don't remember those games being received well, and so nowadays with the Spider-Man games, you have to give it to like a developer that specifically makes video games, and it's good at making video games to make a game like the newest Spider-Man.
Right. Do you think it has to do with like the fact that they're owned by Disney?
So yeah, a lot of the reasons why those deals were made with like Activision for the movie ones was because of whoever owned Spider-Man at the time, Sony. One obviously Activision is
okay.
known as a developer or a publisher that's like very money hungry, so they work a lot on Call of Duty, which makes a
Right.
lot of money. Um, and yeah, so things like that. But I think it was a big surprise when we heard that or whoever owned Spider-Man, Sony was hiring third-party developers, like video game developers, to make Marvel games. Like it was a
Okay,
big
right.
deal, because yeah, they shied away from like the movie games, and now they're focusing on just making games of the Marvel stuff
Right.
or Disney stuff. Cause yeah, so yeah, there's a Marvel game on the way. The Spider-Man game came out. Mm, I don't know what else comes out, but
I think.
you have the Star Wars games.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Those are like. I mean, those are. But are they still the same? It's not EA anymore, is it? Or still?
So
No.
EA still does Battlefront, which EA is also known for like being very money hungry.
Yeah.
So like their
sure.
sports games, they'll have their like ultimate team, whatever, where you have to like buy. You
right.
could like spend money on like randomized cards or
Mhm.
players. So yeah, that loot system it's a bad reputation that EA has. But yeah, so they still make Battlefront, and recently I heard that like this is the second year it's been out, and they made a lot of changes to like improve and like shy away from their very money hungry system or like practice.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, probably. I mean, they've always been big, so I don't know how far back we would go to see like when they did start. I mean, like to compare to see if before their big success what did they have the same quality. But honestly, it's hard to go back because it's like, how long have they even been around? Like,
Yeah.
like was that, did I even have access to their games? Like, but yeah, I mean, eh, I feel like a company in general, when they get really big, they start caring more about just the profit.
Yeah.
And less about what people actually like and enjoy.
I feel like it's easier with those like large scale games, like sports games, because like you don't have to be a big gamer to like buy 2K or buy Madden,
Right.
and then see that like, oh, I can spend $5-10 to make my player better and
Right.
like beat people online better. Like I don't know, it's a large pool to like grab money from, and I don't know, it's a big debate.
Well, do you
So-
know who started that whole like, like basically the freemium style? Because everybody does it now. Like my mobile games.
Yeah,
on my
so
phone.
mobile games, like they There's no like worry about pay to win games. Like that's the mobile scene, and that's always gonna be like that. I think so. And it's not gonna change anytime soon. But for like console games where it's not just a mobile developer, it's like a large studio or a developer that's making these games. Um, it's a bigger. I guess it's a bigger issue on consoles because there's more of a voice for console gaming than
Right.
there is mobile gaming.
Yeah, it's definitely bigger for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's whatever. Like with phone games, like you could play it or not. Like,
Right. You don't expect like much out of it because
Yeah.
it's just your phone. It's you didn't buy your phone to necessarily play video games,
yeah,
and you invest a lot into a console. So, I guess there is more money involved and like.
and it's even worse when like you're into PC gaming, which is like a high end PC would be more than $1,000.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So
Well, I
I
mean,
don't know.
you could definitely get it under if you just build it yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like different price ranges for how good you want your
Right.
PC
Yeah.
to be.
You're always gonna, as far as like technology and the hardware of it goes, you're always gonna get what you pay for sure. Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, I don't know where it originated from, but I feel like mobile gaming had a big influence on future games.
Yeah, that's true. Because I think that came. I mean, I'm not like an expert or know my history like that, but I felt like they're the ones that kind of set the standard for that,
Yeah.
And then the console games followed. Like they're like, oh well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Why don't we try that out? And yeah, I feel like everywhere now, there's. I mean, not just in the gaming world, but just about everywhere. Just every app or every website you go to, there's like some type of freemium.
Yeah, so it sucks when it's a pay to win type of system.
Oh right, for
But
sure.
it's not too bad when it's just like cosmetics. So like Fortnite, you'll buy skins and
Right.
you're not buying like better guns. You're just buying a skin that looks nice.
Yeah, for sure.
You can make the argument that like if you buy an all black skin and you're like hiding in
That's
dark
true.
places, then yes, it's
Yeah.
like helpful. But it's not that big of a deal compared to like mobile games where you're paying to get good characters and
Right.
people without money, like their chances are so low for this type of characters.
Yeah. Well, you either gotta invest the money or the time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
really it.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have the money, just keep playing, and then eventually you'll get there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you gotta just pick and choose, cause that's what life is all about. Just you either spend your money or spend your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we've been going on for 30 minutes, and that's like.
Good enough.
I mean, yeah, like there's no rules here. If you have 15 minutes or 10 minutes, then, well, first of all, I don't think anybody will. Like, people that I have on are interesting.
Well, all right. So I have a question. Like, what kind of podcast do you listen to, and like, what inspired you to do this?
So I guess like a million other people, I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast a lot, and that's kind of like my favorite style of podcast. The one that's just like not interview style, but you're just kind
just
of
like a
talking.
discussion
Yeah,
with a certain somebody.
Right, exactly, and it's all different types of people. It could be comedians, politicians, musicians, psychologists, whatever. And I mean, I'm personally like that too. I don't like just listening to one type of person. Like I'll have somebody that's, a real hard Trump supporter on here, just to see, just to get in their mind and see why they think the way they do. But yeah, that's what I'm not gonna copy, his podcast, to the dot. But I mean, I feel like I personally, like, not to like, boast myself, but I definitely know plenty of people that are in different fields that have interesting things to say and different interesting experiences. So why not get it out there? And if they have something to say and they feel like they don't have
A
a
platform.
platform to do it, like this is it. So that's why initially I wanted to be a youth space, because like here's your space to do that.
Nice.
But
Yeah,
it's
I like that.
but yeah, I guess I guess that's not the aim anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah, and I also didn't want it to be like, even though I still listen to these types of podcasts that are like all formal, interview based, and like just like giving you like facts and information.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really want it to, feel like notice I don't have a piece of paper here or questions or nothing like that. Like I might have something to like remind me about something,
Yeah.
but
My favorite type of podcast are similar to like what you're saying, where like there's no like direct thing to like talk about. And it's just like a bunch of people just like fucking around, joking
Yeah.
around, like talking about sort of like what we're doing, just talking about whatever they want to talk about. Those are my favorites because that's where you get to know the person the best. It's
Yeah,
when they just talk
exactly.
about like random stuff and whatever they want. And that's what I think builds an audience more than anything. Like obviously you do want to have like certain things where like so the people I listen to, kind of funny, like they have their video game aspect, which
Right.
like brings in a lot of people, but then the people that are brought in through video games see that, oh, these guys are like funny, like they have another
Right.
channel where they just like do stupid shit, and like joke around and make funny content.
Oh, okay.
And then that's what like keeps them there. So like yeah, you're bringing in people, like so your show would be bringing in people through like the people you interview and like stuff like that. But and so eventually we're hoping that your audience stays around for you, and like people that can relate to you and like vibe with your character.
Right, for sure. I mean, since it is all different types of people from all different types of realms, it's definitely gonna bring more people together. So, um, like, like I said, if I have somebody who's into acting, their fans or the people they know will get a little exposure to maybe like the music that I like, or whatever shows I watch, and
Yeah.
they might be interested in doing that, and they'll like open up uh a whole new world maybe that they wouldn't think they would have. So honestly, like right now we're just in a time where information's so easy to be exchanged,
Yeah.
and that's kind of another reason why I want to do this, because it's like it's just us coming together here, and this is like the crossroads where information is just going to be exchanged, and it's like here it is for you guys to consume it and do whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, I feel like collaborations are like the best way to like I guess grow, cuz you definitely have your favorites, like certain things that you watch. So
Right,
like
for
you
sure.
watch Joe Rogan, right? Um think about like how many people you either learned about or became a new fan of through
Yeah, for
his
sure.
podcast.
Yeah, and then the people that I already know about and want to learn more about, I'm able to like I mentioned and like you mentioned, get inside their personal self and see what they're like, and I'm able to compare like what I go through maybe, and see
Yeah.
that they're human too.
Yeah.
They're not just some celebrity that's like made of gold.
Yeah.
They just like it's just your everyday person, which is cool because
Well, one of the reasons why I enjoy celebrity interviews a lot is because you get to see kind of what type of people they are.
Yeah, for sure.
It's easy to like think an actor because they have like common roles. So like for example, Jesse Eisenberg, he always plays like a jittery,
Right.
awkward type of person. And I haven't like when I watch his interviews, like he seems like a little bit like that. But when I met him in person at the YMCA in was it Chinatown?
Bari? Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I saw him in that one.
Yeah.
And he was like he talked like the way he does in the movies. I was like, oh, I mean, that's who he is.
Yeah.
So it's like, is he really acting like,
Right.
or is he
right,
just being
for
himself?
sure. Yeah, it's crazy. That's what I like about the Hot One show.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like that's definitely a popular one. I think for that same reason, because you get to see. I mean, first of all, just the fact that you're eating hot ass wings is gonna like if you have some type of like facade that you're trying to have on camera, like that, like those hot wings are definitely gonna bring it down.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, those are funny.
I mean, it's funny because I thought I'd seen like almost every episode, but I haven't seen the DJ Khaled one. And
Oh,
he's the one that like quit after 3 of them.
Oh yeah, I
That's
think I
what-
saw that one.
Yeah, people tell me he's like, he's just not like, he just, he just stops being like the DJ Khaled, and, like, you know, I completely forgot like, his fucking, like the lines he says or
We
like,
the best.
yeah, like or. Major key,
yeah,
and
Major
shit like
Key.
that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he just stopped being that guy, and he was just like a pissed like person. Like he was just
Yeah.
he's just mad at the wings, like. But yeah, I like that, and plus he's like that kind of interview style. Like he actually has questions, but he's able to ask pretty deep ones that are like. I mean, obviously, like not personal that
Yeah.
he's invading his privacy, but just information that is interesting. Like he's like the host. I forget his name.
Oh,
yeah, his name completely.
Sean Evans.
Yeah,
No,
there you go.
Sean-
Yeah, it is Sean Evans.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like he's a pretty good host, and he's
Yeah, he's really good.
just trying to let the viewers know like the little interesting facts about them that he wouldn't necessarily, or whoever the guest is, wouldn't necessarily just put it out there, on his
Yeah.
own. Yeah, it's just cool. Anything you want to put out there?
Mm.
I mean, obviously you're just
Well, I don't make anything.
yeah. I mean, for now, because you're still in school, still
Yeah,
learning.
so still going to school,
Yeah.
playing video games during the winter break. Unemployed.
This is still the winter break.
Yeah, I start school on Monday.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I still have some time. Yeah, I play video games. Play League, which is probably the newest game I'm new to. It's like this 10-year-old game that is like one of the largest esports games. So there's a very high skill cap. And like
Oh, okay.
me thinking I'm good at games, like I play this and I'm like in one of the lowest tiers of the game. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
I'm like, yeah, like there's a lot of learning to the game, which makes it fun, and also it's free.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So
And it's like you're just connecting with, I'm assuming, everybody around the world.
yeah. So I mean, you play with like your servers because you don't want crazy lag when you're playing with
right, yeah,
people
that makes
across
sense.
the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like, it's funny because there's a big, there's like a big meme with like North America. So like they'll be like, oh, NA's like bad. So the best areas for this game is Korea and China. They're like the two leading leagues in terms of this esports. And I think Europe is like close. They've gotten close to them. They've had like good wins against Korea and China. But yeah, China and Korea are at the top.
You're the top notch.
Yeah. And it's funny because like this game was made here, so it
Okay.
like
You would think
I
North
guess when it
America
came
is-
out we were the best, but yeah, after 10 years like NA's is kind of a joke. 'Cause, but yeah, whatever. I
Right.
still like it.
Why do you think that's the case though? Because I mean, I know for sure. I mean, it's a worldwide thing. Like people play video games everywhere,
Mhm.
except obviously like probably like Tibet and
Yeah.
shit like that. But like, why do you think we're like behind? Which is like, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but like what is it about North Americans that makes us not that good at it?
That's interesting because like a lot of so a lot of what makes an area good or not is everybody in the country playing. So
Oh, right.
the
Okay.
level of quality. So like me going into these games, I'm not that good. So let's say I get good enough to play with professionals, which is like a lot of time to get to there. But let's say like your average person got really good at the game and is playing online. Um, and he gets in a game with a professional and he does stupid stuff. And so the professional is practicing their mechanics, but they're not getting better and learning better because they're going against people who aren't that good or who don't know what they're doing. Compared to if you go to Korea, a lot of people in Korea are good at the game, and a lot of people are trying to become professionals because
Oh,
since
okay.
it's big there, a lot of people see it as a real job. So it's more competitive in that region. So like just online, it's gonna be a better experience.
Right. I guess it's the same. Like,
Like I don't know how it got to that point,
yeah.
but that's the reason why they're considered.
No, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I feel like I'm trying to compare it to something like American football or baseball. It's like it's popular. So, like, let's say for example, yeah, like just here, American football, like you said, you can make money out of it. So people will put in the time from a young age
Yeah, so
to
like
get good at
the
it.
best players are here.
All right.
So that's why in this place it's the most competitive because everybody's trying to be like the famous sports guys that they see.
Right,
Uh,
exactly. So yeah, I guess but I'm wondering like how is it that like it gets popular?
oh,
Yeah.
um, mm,
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
it's
know.
like what makes people just decide one day is like, oh, we like this, so let's
I
all
I
play.
think I think it's just like gaming culture in Korea is like high
Okay.
and like yeah,
You think is
I
that
think that's why.
you think it's that specific type of game? Because I mean, I think
I don't think it's that specific type of game. I just think that like I remember I've heard that Korea has the best internet.
oh, okay, that makes
And
sense then.
just them having a focus on internet and being technological advanced, um I think that has to do with it. So like there would be more of a push for internet cafes like 10 years ago, right? Or to 5 years ago, and there'd be people playing in those internet cafes playing these type of games together. I think yeah, I just think it's like the culture of the country and like what they push for.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you're definitely right because I think the technological advance has a lot to do with it, and it makes a lot of sense. Because, say for example, like some kid in Nebraska is playing the game, and then his internet connection drops. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, fuck this! I'm gonna go outside
Yeah, exactly.
instead." So it has a lot to do with that, or like, who have the better RAM or like better just exposure to the high quality technology.
Yeah, internet's a big deal. Like in terms of online games, like who has the better internet connection
Right, of
could
course.
be the difference.
Yeah, exactly. So, if I don't know, do you think it's better when it's in bigger cities, or like is it
So
like do rural places have less of an advantage? kind of
it's
thing.
weird because it kind of has to do with where the server is located.
Oh,
So,
okay.
um, it's weird. So one of the things I find weird about the professional scene here for League of Legends is that it's based in LA, and LA has higher ping, which means like when you press a button, it takes longer for the game to receive that input.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
it's weird because like I mean obviously when they play professional games, it's like a LAN, so there's zero
Right. Like
lag.
yeah.
But like online when they're home and they're practicing, um, it's like yeah it's more laggy for them. So I mean there's like pros and cons. Obviously like it'd be it's nice to have it in LA because like that's a nice area and like it's a nice place to like. It's very spacious to build like um either a gaming house or a gaming facility for these professional teams. But places like where we are, like our my ping here is like 30, 30 to 40, and in LA it's like 70 to 80.
Okay.
So
Just because that's where the servers are.
yeah, so it's weird, but
Okay, but that makes a lot of sense. It's like, yeah, if that's the center, then the further out you get, the I guess harder it is for like it has to work harder or something. But cool. Well, I do have to get home.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
but this is good. I mean, I definitely like that conversation. Next time it'll be more organized.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love podcasts, so it's fun to talk.
Yeah, exactly. Like people don't think they're like I've talked to people and they're like, oh, I wouldn't really be good for it, or like I wouldn't be interesting.
Hmm.
But it's like that's what you assume. Like
I mean,
you
it's
definitely have a
weird.
lot to offer. You know.
It's weird because uh, like outs. So like meet a new person and you're not gonna like talk on and on with that one person because like one like you don't even know if they want to talk to you,
Right.
and two like you don't know if they're interested in talking like or what they're interested in talking.
Right.
Um.
Yeah, it helps that we've lived together for 20 something years.
Yeah. But like my point is like when you come onto a podcast, it's a little different where like the whole point is to talk. So
Right.
it's like it kind of boosts the conversation when it's on a podcast compared
Yeah,
to when
that's
it's
true.
on, like off.
Yeah. Plus, people are usually like actually doing something already.
Yeah.
So it's like the focus isn't on the conversation. It's like, if you're on the street or you're at work, like we're working and then the conversation is kind of like a side thing.
Yeah.
Like here, the main thing is to have the conversation.
Yeah, you don't
So,
always
yeah.
get the opportunity to like just like
Yeah. So if
dive into a conversation.
yeah, that's true. Which yeah, I like that about podcasting. I think that's what people are drawn into.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I personally like to take breaks from music since I'm always listening to
Yeah.
it.
The
I'm like, let me rest my
burning out
ears.
on things, it's a real thing.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna try not to do that for this either. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know eventually I'll be like, all right, I'm kind of done just listening to people for now. But it's cool. I mean,
And I feel you could learn a lot from podcasts. I've learned a lot from
yeah,
podcasts.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I think right now. We're definitely getting. I mean, we're already there at the age of just exchanging information.
Yeah.
At the snap of a finger.
Mhm.
So,
True.
we're just going to keep it going from now. It's not like we're going to stop. And this is just another way to do that. So, yeah, if you're out there and, like, this is open to anybody. It's not like any type of people have to come in here or I'm looking for a certain type of person. Like, just if you want, shoot an email, Instagram, whatever. Put it on the comments. We'll get in touch. Any last closing words you want to say? I mean, we'll definitely do this again, like I said.
Yeah.
In a better environment. I mean, this is technically the first episode ever.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Well, for anybody watching, be yourself. Be honest. I think that's one of the biggest things that I try to do is be honest. Be honest with the people you love. And yeah, be honest with yourself.
Well, great words. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for listening and watching. And thanks for coming to the hang. Thanks for doing the hang. Bye everybody.